All right, got you a second or two early, but here we go. All right, everybody. Here we are with the second episode of the J&J Estate Guide. I'm back here with John Peterson, the world-renowned real estate mogul. Is that what we're running with?
Hey, I like it. I ran it past my wife. She was confused, but I like it. I like it.
That's great. I'm gonna stick with it. That's your new title, world-renowned real estate mogul. You have worked here in the DC area for 20 plus years. I met John 20 years ago whenever we were both starting to build our businesses, and it was a great meeting, great first meeting, and we continued to work with each other and develop kind of a friendship over the years. So I'm super excited to have you here on this project that we're putting together. You've also been pretty instrumental in helping myself, and we're probably talking thousands of other people help grow their own real estate careers and have their own budding businesses. You've done 1,000 or so transactions of your own, which is giving you plenty of experience to kind of lead some expertise talk whenever we talk about houses that might be popping up inside some of these estates. So again, thanks, John. Appreciate you having you here.
Absolutely, and glad to join you. I feel the same. I met Justin 20 years ago, and we often tell people that time goes fast, and the people that you meet 10, 15, 20 years ago, all of a sudden they grow up, and they can be invaluable to you. And Justin certainly has been to me in my business. He is. I call him the Renaissance man because Justin does a lot of things well. He's a builder. He's an investor. He's worked on commercial projects. He's also helped a lot of small businesses grow through social media and online sales. And as I began working with other people in training and doing partnerships and kind of understanding the whole world of social media, Justin was instrumental and still is to this day, helping me navigate that and to really understand that form of marketing. And he's helped a lot of entrepreneurs out. So I'm excited to be with him here, and I think between us, hopefully we're gonna give out some good information to folks, and people will enjoy this little series that we have going on.
Absolutely. So this week we're gonna knock this one out pretty quick. We're here on another Friday afternoon, kind of wrapping up the week, and we're gonna finish off this common mistakes that people make. We've seen people make whenever they're experiencing maybe the estate process or probate process for the first time. Mm-hmm. So the first one we're going to come up with today that we're going to run through is really spending money carelessly. Sudden money syndrome is what some people refer to this as. So it's really whenever people kind of talk about winning the lottery, and we've all had those kind of conversations. What are you going to do whenever you get that big check? The biggest mistakes running out and buying those big expensive cars, maybe a second house or vacation home, something like that, or the boats. There's expenses that come along with each one of those.
Absolutely. And Justin, I know you have 2 boys and a young daughter, and I have 2 boys. And something that I learned as a freshman in college many years ago, and the first time I sat in a lecture hall at Economics 101, professor came up there and talked about investing in guns or investing in butter. And I call this investing in butter. There's nothing wrong with it. We all like butter, right? We all like to have a nice car, go on a nice vacation. But over time, if you continue to do that, your money just kind of melts away. And I think when people get this sudden burst of money in their lives, in some cases, it'd be great to set a little aside and go have a great time. Go out to dinner, maybe pay off some debt, buy a car, go to Vegas, whatever floats your boat. But maybe set aside some for that rainy day and invest it in more tangible assets that will keep giving and keep producing some capital. And it's funny, I don't remember a lot from economics in college, but I remember guns and butter. And I tell my kids all the time, hey, if you get a little extra money, put a little bit aside and invest in some guns, invest in things that will reproduce and work for you so you can enjoy that butter in our lives. So we see it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. The second one, you're a big proponent of this. Both of us being in real estate, you got to go out and get some expert advice somewhere along the way. Don't be afraid to hire an attorney. Don't be afraid. We as real estate people, we have our own idea what a new home or a new project might be worth, but it's important to go out and get an appraisal done, get a professional third party to look at some of these assets. You've got to make noise with some of that.
Absolutely. I mean, in real estate investment and in any business, and this certainly applies with estates, when someone is inheriting a property or inheriting assets, surround yourself with good people, surround yourself with professionals. Sometimes a little painful, to hire someone, that $300 an hour, or that, even a Class A contractor that is going to do a good job, but man, he's about $1,000 more than the two guys in the truck. It's sometimes hard, but believe me, being an investor and Justin is a builder and investor for many years, it pays sometimes to hire that little extra caliber and to surround yourself with good people. It will ease your sleepless nights and it will allow you to enjoy some of your fruits of your benefit some of your fruits of your labor. So I would absolutely advocate that. Make sure that you surround yourself with good people and professionals. Don't worry if it costs a little bit of money. It will be well worth it over time. So again, hire good people.
And kind of bookending this conversation, so the sudden money syndrome is the one aspect of this. What all am I going to spend all this on? The other one is sometimes people have guilt. All of a sudden they've got all of this, these extra funds and whatnot. Maybe they feel like this is too much. They're not used to having that much in a checking or savings account or whatever it might be. So they decide, let's go ahead and give a lot of this away. Let's be as charitable as we possibly can. And that's another, I mean, we all want to honor the person that's kind of given us that gift, if you will, as they've passed on. But preserving that person's legacy by giving it all away immediately in those first few months or the first couple of years, that's really one of the mistakes that we see people make a lot too. They want to give too much because they feel like they don't deserve it. So let's go around and try to share it as much as they can.
And it's hard to call that a mistake, right? I mean, who's going to say, hey, giving away something that you inherited or you received as a gift, you're receiving, to give it away, that's a mistake. But I think maybe to your point, what you said is take some time, honor that person by taking a little bit of time, stepping back, honoring him or her by giving to something that was important to them, whether it's maybe an alma mater or a local food bank, or maybe they were into animals or whatever their interests were, is great. But as Justin said, just automatically just handing everything over because you don't feel worthy, may not be the best thing to do when you inherit some assets and some money. So it is a mistake, believe it or not, but it's hard to kind of say that, hey, you're a bad person for giving away money. No one's a bad person, but we're just trying to give some ideas that we certainly come across in our careers that we've seen, because we've dealt with a lot of estates and a lot of personal representatives and a lot of people that have inherited property and assets, and we see some of these things. So over the years, we've certainly jotted a few of them down.
Yeah, and kind of maybe taking a minute to reflect on what would that person, they're honoring you by presenting that some of their legacy to you. Absolutely. So maybe take a minute and figure out what would they want you to do with this. We've got a kind of a good story about Napoleon, and whenever he wrote his will, and just a couple of months before he actually passed, there was one that always sticks out to me. He wanted one of his friends to write the history of the French diplomacy from 1792 to like 1815, something like that. I mean, those kind of details are great whenever you're presenting some of these wills and kind of thinking up the ideas of what you want people to do. And going into that detail, maybe you're not going to have that presented to you whenever you're in this estate or the executor role, but really stepping back and taking a moment to think about what that person might want you to do with those new funds or gifts.
I can promise you, Justin, if you leave me any kind of task like that when you enter the pearly gates, I promise you that will not get done.
100,000 francs. I don't know.
That will not get done.
I'll give you permission to hire it.
Vegas are much better than writing French history. So
we'll do. All right, I'll write that in. That'll be great. Here's a few dollars. Take a trip to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I think that's it. We're gonna wrap up those common mistakes. That's enough of those mistakes. Next time we get together, let's work on some of the things that people do well inside some of these estates. Some of the things that people are doing well to, like we are talking about, honoring the people that are presenting them with these gifts inside the estates and inside the wills and the probate process and whatnot. because there is a lot of good moves that people can make. So we're going to focus on those next time.
Absolutely. Very good.
All right, off to enjoy the weekend. You got any big plans for this one?
Not a lot of big plans, but my youngest son is off skiing with some buddies, snowboarding actually. So he kind of left last night, and he's off today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So me and my lovely bride have the weekend to ourselves. No huge great plans, but just a little quiet time and just time together will be a good time here.
All right, grab some candles on the way home, John.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Have yourself a good weekend. I'll catch up with you next week. All right.
Justin. Take care.
Okay. Thanks.